Good morning, Gillian.
Morning. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
Pretty darn good today. I'm feeling a little sunny. I got a lot of yellow on, I noticed, in my yellow cup.
I was just gonna say I love the yellow. Oh, that's a gorgeous cup.
It's a lion for my Leo energy, fire, sun. It's from this lady I met randomly in Moose Jaw of all places, and she makes the most magical cups, honestly.
I love it. I love it. And
And
what do you have in there?
I have to think about what did I put in here? Oh, Tulsi tea.
Mm.
What is that? That's one you drink, don't you? Do you?
Well, my mom and grandma were always about, they called it tulsi. I don't know what it's for, but they put it in everything.
I don't know what it's for either, but it makes me feel good. And I know your mom looks good, so I'm gonna keep drinking it.
I love it. I love it.
What's in yours?
Well, today I've got my Inspire mug. This is actually a gift from a beautiful client, and I'm drinking. It's a herbal blend. It's got like cinnamon and clove and
Oh,
ginger.
oh my gosh, so good. And I love the gold. Hey, what is that today? I'm feeling a lot of energy here. Maybe it's money.
Oh,
Maybe
yes.
it's
I love it. I love it. So what are we chatting about today?
okay, I got my little bowl. Let's see what someone sent us. These are just from our clients. Okay, I won't look.
Yeah.
Oh, messages from spirit. Can
Ooh,
you
I
see
love it.
that?
I
What messages does spirit have for us right now? Money, we were saying. There we
well,
go.
it's amazing how the messages can come in so many different ways, right? Even through
Mm,
something like color. Like we've just
color. Yeah.
I love that. And
It go ahead.
I was gonna say that, a common question that I've gotten, I don't know if you've gotten this from your clients, is, like, how do we connect with spirit? How do we get messages? What do we do? And so it's a really common question. So I'm glad it came up today.
Yeah, that's a good one. Where should we start? Because, like you said, you can get messages everywhere. However, you can overread some messages too. Sometimes, don't you find that? People are like,
Yeah.
oh, why am I sick? What message? You're just sick. Go lay down.
And that's the message, maybe just to rest.
Yeah, don't go lay down. Yeah, don't overcomplicate those
Yeah.
messages,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So,
And
how do we tune into these messages?
well, I think a big one is, well, I always say, ask the question. So ask it out loud or write it down and then let it go.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
That to me seems like the easiest. It's what I do. If I have a question or want to connect, I'll just put the message out there or write it down in my journal or write it down on a piece of paper and then forget about it.
yes. I love that. That's the thing, is just letting it go kind of thing. I personally don't even ever ask too many questions. I just let spirit guide me, and whatever comes through comes through. So, like, even the littlest thing is what we're wearing. And then we talked about, oh, I'm like, money. That's the first thought that came to me. Well, that's a message there, because you can get the message through yourself too, but also in nature. Speaking of nature, so this sun room, we added this on when we first moved into this house, and it became my healing room. So I would have the healing table out, and this is when I did a lot of one-on-one work with people. And I would always receive messages from nature. I would know exactly where that person was. It would be it was amazing. It'd be all sunny, and then I was doing the clearing on somebody, and all of a sudden a dark cloud would come in. I'm like, ooh, we got some stuff to work out. And I'd work on that person, and the cloud would dissipate and the sun would shine through. And I'm like, there's the message. Or I get the message from how fast the wind's blowing, or if it's downpouring, or an animal that comes through. So yeah, nature. I get a lot of my messages from nature.
Yeah, I love that. I do too. I am always paying attention, always looking out the window, because those are some of the most simplest yet most powerful messages. And I love that you were able to incorporate that in your healing work. And same for me in my office. I love having the big windows because it allows me to look outside. So I notice if
Yeah.
there's a bird that shows up, or same as you, if the weather shifts or the sun changes, And remember, it's not about, I always tell people, don't try and like sit and think, okay, well, what does it mean now that, the sun shifted? Just whatever comes to you first, go with that.
Yeah. The first thought
Yes.
is usually your soul speaking to you. It's when we get overcomplicated, we want to write that bloody novel about it. No, come on. It was like we said, if you're not feeling well, lay down. There's your message. Or or that dark cloud come in. Oh, I need to do some clearing, don't I? Get all that clouds out of my mind, right? Do some clutter clearing, or the simplest I find. And then angels too. People get messages from spirit in different ways. I find they try and communicate with you with the vocabulary that you understand. We all have our own vocabulary, our own soul's language. So the messages will come to you in ways that spirit thinks that you would understand, like a number or a song would mean. What does that mean to you? Or my friend, she used to receive messages through dimes because a partner of hers used to collect dimes, and that was the message. So for her, and she would understand that. Do you find that?
I love that. Yep. Especially like you said, objects, right? So for that lady, it was dimes, but I've had some people say they'll find feathers, or they'll find, just certain things that are meaningful for them. And that's the key, right? That it somehow resonates or contains a message for you. And I love the song one. Yeah, like sometimes a song will randomly come on the radio when you're in the car, and the words will land deeply. Pay
Yeah,
attention. Or you'll open a book, and the passage you read was exactly what you needed to hear. It was a message for you.
exactly. And then you can receive messages through friends or
Yes.
people. So if you heard, oh, you need to watch this show, and then you hear it two more times for two other people, you're like, you might want to listen to that. Same thing with books too, right? Someone's giving you, oh, this is such a good book, and then you hear it again, or you see it when you walk into the bookstore. You're like, oh, okay, maybe this is something I want to check into.
Yeah. Yep, I love that. And it can even be messages from people that are kind of like accidental. Like there's been times where I've been in a store and someone else is having a conversation. It has nothing to do with me, but just maybe a phrase I overhear. I'm like, that that's what I needed to hear, even though their conversation, you know what I mean? Like it can be
Yeah.
kind of just really random like that. But the message, it just goes to show the message can come from anywhere. It can come wherever you are. And just notice if it resonates with you. If it lands somewhere, go with it. Don't overthink it.
You're right. And the message, that reminded me of this story. I was doing this inner matrix workshop. This is so many years ago. I don't even think our youngest was born yet. And I was rushing that. It was in the evening, rushing them because I had to pick up my daughter who was in her little dance class. She's now in university. And I was at the gas station. And normally I pay at the pump, but I had to go in for a reason. I ran in, I wasn't paying attention. And the older gentleman, he's like, do you have the card, the card for the place? It was like an Esso or something. I can't remember. And I'm like, oh, yeah, yeah. So I pulled out my card, and then I just put it down. And he's like, how could you think that's us? That's not us. I'm like, oh, yes, wrong company. Oh, how could I think that? Because you guys are wonderful and kind. And I was trying to lighten the mood. And he looks at me exactly. He looked at me straight in the eyes. He said, exactly, we're a reflection of you. And it was amazing because we were talking about mirror work in this inner matrix class I was taking about, if you spot it, you got it, you are what you see kind of thing. And for him to relay that message in that moment, I felt like that was like an angel speaking at the gas station. Amazing.
I love that. That is so powerful and so beautiful.
Yeah, I forgot about that story. I'm glad this topic, see, there's another message. I'm so glad this topic came up because
Yeah.
that was a really powerful, that was a turning point to my life. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
I do
And
too.
yeah, okay. Well, I don't know. Do we have anything else to say about that?
It feels good for me. Should we pull a card?
Let's pull a card and see another form of message and see what
Yeah.
comes through.
Yeah, that's
Let's not
actually,
overthink it.
this is a
Pardon?
really popular way that people like to get messages is through card decks.
Yep. Just see what pops through. Be open to it. I find that too. Just be open. Don't try and control it.
Yep.
We're always trying to control things. And a lot of times it's a message you don't want to hear, but it's the one that you need.
Yes. Yes.
So let's see what we might not want to hear. How perfect is this? Do you see it?
Trust. Oh, I
Trust.
love it. Yes.
Trust. Sink into it. Allow the moon to shine through and guide you. Yeah, that's what it is. Trust your intuition. Trust, yes, that was a message. Don't start overthinking, oh, that wasn't true. No, sink into it. That was a message. Trust
Yeah.
it.
Oh, I love it. I just
Yeah.
love that. That is so perfect for our conversation today.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. Spirit is talking.
Thank you, Spirit. Let's cheers to trust.
Cheers to trust and spirit.
Cheers. Oh,
Blessed be. What a beautiful conversation.
yes. Blessed be.
Yeah. Enjoy
Take
it.
care.
Mwah.